Alright, alright, alright. Gonna cut the music early. Hi everyone. Where's the game? Why is it not appearing on my screen? There we are. Huh, interesting. There's no audio playing. Why is that? Oh, it's probably. It is Tuesday, God, what is this? It's the 12th of July. I finally got Tetris Grandmaster working on PC. I've not really messed around with it yet because I thought I'd save that for the actual stream. I may have to tweak some audio as we go, so there might be some technical stuff going on. But yeah, I think I've got everything ready. So I guess we kind of just start. So, I mean, it is literally just Tetris, but this is the game that I've been going on about for quite some time. I should probably be playing 2. I have access to 2, but I thought I'd start with the first one. You know, get the hang of it. I know just looking at the audio levels. The audio levels seem fine. I don't have hold. I don't have a hard drop. The way pieces. That might be more to it. Gets into it. We're not going to worry about it just now. So, I don't fully understand TGM. What I'm hoping for is somebody smarter than I will appear in my stream to answer all my questions. So that didn't work as I thought. But we'll take it as we go. Wanted to play something I was a bit more familiar with, even if I've never touched TGM in my life. That was bad. No hold, no hard drop. It's going to take some work. Something about getting a Tetris on 100, maybe? We'll see. We're learning as we go. Oh dear. I've not looked up any strategies, I've just picked up the game and left it at that. Okay, let's clear away first. Also, the way that blocks fall is... oh dear. The way the blocks fall is different. So, oh dear. You know what? That's okay. Get more credits, it's fine. So, hope we're all doing well. But yeah, this is... oh wait, no. So, in regular Tetris, you would try and keep the middle clear, but not in TGM. You want to... I wonder if I'll be able to explain it soon. So, yeah. Yeah, so it doesn't rotate... The tetrominos don't rotate the way they normally do in other Tetris games. So, it's far better when you've got the eyepiece to go to the far right. I'm not doing very well so far. We'll get there. But yeah, I'm excited to actually be playing TGM. If they're not going to bring it to the Switch, I'll do it myself. I believe T-spins are still a thing, but I don't really want to mess with it too much. Ideally, I should be getting only T-spins, but I know that's not always possible. Oh, there was an applause, thank you. So this is good practice for making sure that I use clockwise and counter. So the speed should be ramping up pretty soon, or already is, to be fair. It's going to get real fast, real soon. Okay. So you don't necessarily need to get Tetris on 99. I can't remember why that was the case. there's a little bit of leeway at the moment on dropping, but not a lot. We'll get the hang of it. Or at least I hope so. Yeah, there's nothing at the bottom to indicate where it's going to land, so I'm just going to have to get good. Not great. So I'm currently using controller. I don't like how Tetris plays with a mouse and keyboard, so I'm hoping maybe at some point to get a fight stick. But also, hey, fight sticks are expensive, so that did not do that's not doing at all what I'm asking. All right, not good. Oh, okay. Right, what should my name be? I'm thinking... Katie. And move forward. So yeah, there's currently 4 Tetris Grandmaster games. 5 if you want to be pedantic. So there's this one. There's 2 which I forget the nickname for. It's like Tap, so it's something. There was a slight update to Tap. So like almost all versions of 2 are actually 2+. Then there's 3 Terror Instinct, and finally there's one called Ace for the Xbox 360, but it was Japan only. I don't have it. I don't know if it is even possible to acquire these days. But yeah, it was like a launch game for 360 in Japan, I believe. All made by Eureka, who also made 99. So I'm kind of curious to know how they got the license to make 99, because they moved away from Eureka when... Because these play more like the Tetris games by Sega, which I've not really played with. I've not played any, to be honest. Oh, that was a mistake. I like the little outline the thing has. I'm going to have to start getting good at... Yeah, I mean, that's the end of the sentence. I just need to start getting good, don't I? So I'll probably keep on playing 1 until I feel as though I've got the swing of things. I do know 2 is a big step up. I probably don't want to be leaving gaps like this. I probably only want gaps of like 1. That's better. Wait, no, it does tell me at the bottom where it's going to be. Why did I think it didn't? Maybe it was a level up? Yeah, when it levels up, it stops showing you. God, to be a Tetris fan in Japan in the 90s, 2000s, this is where all my money would have went. Oh god. No, it's fast enough that I can't really think. Bad placement. Nope. Practice, practice, practice. It feels stiff, but that's also because I'm obviously used to... Well, you only get like a few frames to align something. Wonderful. Excellent. Sound effects as well are something to get used to. So, hopefully... I can't hear you as I'm at the pub, but... Thank you, Ergo. You can't hear me, but thank you. Enjoy the pub. On a... What's this, Tuesday? Yeah. Tuesday pub. It's too warm to be inside. You've made the right call. Oh, it's slow again. Interesting. I will do my best to enjoy the blocks, thank you. Try the gravity change again. What if it has the Tetris theme? I don't know how authorized these games were, because there's not like the Tetris Foundation, whatever they're called. That was like a fairly new invention. Okay, so I'm rank 2 something. I would love to... There really is not a lot of time to move them. I did see a chart of like making like I think like a pyramid, so why are those not rotating? Too fast. I'm complaining it's too fast, but this is exactly what I wanted, so... Are you gonna make me type it every time? Bug! It's either a bug or a helmet. Okay. Neat. Game over. So we got to grade 2. Your grade is determined by your speed as well as your... Go hold... The way the blocks are determined is different from the current. I don't know whether to say regular Tetris, or I'm probably using the wrong terms. Okay. So warm in here. Oh jeez. I missed the hold button. Guess what? Oh no, we're not finding it if we can do T-spin, not like that. Game's not too responsive to my D-pads. I don't know if that's a MAME problem, or am I maneuvering incorrectly? Don't know what dictates my score. We'll take it as we go. I think there's something to be... I feel like there's something about you can dictate the rotation before you... Ah! Why? It's like I've really got to like mash the left's right. Arc. Okay. Wrong again. So why could I not? It's too warm in here, folks. Tried pushing the window open, but just would not budge. Nope. No. Well, let's find out T-spins are a thing. Yes, T-spins are a thing. Okay. Sorry, just messing with the left and right. I don't think I'll get good grades. It's like I'm playing 99 with the way I'm dealing with blocks, which is not very well. Ah. Dang. Shambles. Shambles. Ah. Maybe I can preemptively choose where on the... Eh. Hmm. Ah, sod this. Try again. Still going to the right. Terrible, terrible start. It's still Tetris. Yikes. Oh, that's an annoying sound. Ah. Oh, I'm sweating here. Don't lock in the way I expect. No way to restart. I think I just added more coins. Ah. We'll keep trying. Oh no. Ah. They would obviously start on a much higher speed as well. It won't be this queen for long. Oh, see, there we go. Ah. Nope. Side too soon. Bang. Nope. 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 Okay. rotating it is difficult. Just remember I had water in front of me. Sounds are an acquired taste. And that didn't rotate as I wanted. First chapter of Chainsaw Man Part 2 came out today. That was neat. But I don't know anyone that currently reads it, so I don't have anyone to talk to about it. Dang. Dang. Also, the colors are not. There's actually like the blocks are meant to be certain colors, and they are not the usual colors. Oh my goodness. I don't know how much of an impact that's actually having on my gameplay, having them not be the right colors. Can I use the analog? No, it has to be on my D-pad, okay. So I'm not gaining points. I'm only gaining points for line clears. Unlike typical Tetris. Mm, 644 doesn't seem like the right... Doesn't seem like a very clear number. Unsure. Nope. Ah. Don't like that. Don't know what I'm supposed to do when I'm at like max speed. So what was it, grade 2 I got down to? Why won't that rotate on? It wouldn't let me rotate counterclockwise. That's, yeah, can't seem to rotate the count. Okay, it does rotate. Okay, the right amount of score apparently. Nah, game over. I'm not very good at this game. To be determined whether I might just, not right now, but go to 2 just so I have hold and instant drop. Or it definitely has hold, I'm sure. I believe, like, my only complaint about like arcades, work at arcade machines, is like the cost of entry if you're not very good is very expensive. Like, you're not getting your money's worth. You know? It's like, oh, you died within the first 2 minutes? Thanks for the several hundred yen it cost to put in. You know? Obviously you can like buy your own arcade machine, but those are in the thousands. Well, rip. Why wouldn't it rotate? I don't know if I'm getting rank 1 today. Great. I wonder if I can... Yep. No, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so I got more that time. Despite, I got more points that time compared to last time I got my first Tetris. So I wonder why that is. Come on. It refuses to rotate. I don't know why. I would like to know why. See, that was even less than normal. Shouldn't be making so many of these 1x2 holes, I imagine. Confusing. All right. Get that wrong. Stupid. Gun buddy. Gun buddy, son. Oh, I'm roasting in here. No, not where I wanted it to go. Okay. Rank 2, I wonder if hopefully we'll get rank 1. Oh, it's speeding up again. Yep, rank 1, there we go. Oh my goodness. Oh no, oh no. Again, it will not rotate when I ask it to. Hmm. Goodbye. So it's 16,000 is my next goal.
Ready. Go.
Tried hitting the hold button as if that would do something. Maybe it's something to do with the score dictated by what the time currently is my only guess. So, putting those down counts. Every block going down counts as one level. A Tetris counts as... So line clears count as one as well. What I don't know, does one line clear equal 2 points or just 1 point? That I don't know. So this will be 3 points. Uncertain. Oh no. That was a very genuine oh no. So one line clear still. Well. I'm sure. I can't fix that. So what, 16,000 is my goal. Oh dear. Rotate when I tell you to, game. Oh, I'm like, I'm not smashing my controller, but I am hitting the rotate button as hard as I can, and it's not doing it. So this almost reminds me of the zone mechanic. I've got a few moments to try and fix my wrongs. Or it all goes wrong. No, I shouldn't have put it there. GG.
Levy. Long.
Nope, mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Hmm. It sounds very much like what people thought the future would be like. Well. I wonder if it has something to do with, like, touching other blocks makes them incapable of rotating afterwards? That doesn't sound right. Why? They'll let me rotate these ones, no problem.
Ready. Go.
Sorry, I'm concentrating. Come on, give me an eye block. Nope. Okay, back to back. Oh, Oh, come on, why won't it rotate? Oh. I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sod it.
Ready. Go.
Maybe we try TGM 2 after this. Maybe a couple more games of this and then we'll take it from there. I know it's a much harder game, but yeah, I wasn't joking when I said that these games are going to humble me. Don't get me wrong, I do not think I'm a good Tetris player. I merely am a Tetris enjoyer. But when my friends say, "Oh wow, you're really good at Tetris," I'm like, yeah, right. No. So sometimes it's slippery, sometimes it's not. So I'm barely scoring any points by these single line ones. Shouldn't have done that. Nope. No. I won't. Rip.
Ready. Go.
Oh, I think each block has its own sound. Yeah, huh. Didn't notice that first few times. Today I learned. Nope. Ah. No. Fuck. Oh. I am. Oh, this is new. Hmm. Is that because I ran out of tokens, or? Oh, it must have been.
Maybe. Long.
Starts off always so well. And immediately it goes poorly. Oh, please give me... There we go. Okay. I would like... you know what? I'm just going to stay quiet while I try and get this. Okay. Come on, give me a 9. They're oh. Why won't it rotate? Right, one more, and then we'll swap to 2.
Ready. Go.
Okay. No. Not that it mattered. Okay. Let me... No, wrong one. Still getting used to MAME. Try that again.
Ready.
Then OBS. Oh, it might actually... Oh, it's not widescreen. Why is it not showing on my... So... Tetris TGM 2 is known as the absolute, so I don't know where it gets the word P from. Oh, it might be plus, actually. So, I don't have a hold, so that must be 3 that has a hold. But this is the one that people tend to play. And yes, the right-hand side is going to be like that the whole time. Sorry. Amateur here. But I'm glad that this kind of starts a wee bit snappier. Like, I'm not going to get a good rank. Guess we'll just wait and see. So rank 8. So I believe it goes 9 through 1, S9 through S1, then VG? Still no hold, but This already feels better. I can't explain why it does, but it does. I picked Master, right? Famous last words, eh? Taunting the game. Oh. Oh. Sugar, I forgot to change the game. There we go, updated. So well, you know what? Let's see what normal plays like. Oh, it does have hard drop. Okay, so when I hard drop and move left to right, I actually get a few frames to readjust. That's interesting. So I need to be careful of that because my gut instinct is to start moving for the next one. Okay, so... see, did it right there. I think I was having that problem while I was playing the Card Captors one, actually. Okay, so even when you hard drop, you still have time to rotate. It's good to know. Good for T-spins. And again, the score system's based on line clears, not blocks placed. Don't know why I did that. So would I be faster? Okay, if I hold down... I think maybe that was a part of the video that I saw, was like, it's actually better to press down than hard drop. Because it seems to clear them immediately. Whereas when I hard drop... Hold on. When I hard drop, it takes a few frames before it activates. That's interesting. So then, do the pros only hold down? I have no idea what that is. Okay, so there's like a... Oh, what game am I thinking of? Tetris... Not Super Tetris. Tetris Gaiden, something like that. Little... like, party mechanics? Not party mechanics. So if I did a hard drop there, I could have fixed that. Del even? I don't know what that means. Okay. I'm not really sure what I think about that, to be honest. This will be for like when you're playing against another person, right? So it says I've got 300 to 300. I wonder if the game stops at 300. I need to sneeze. Excuse me. Ugh, too warm. Too warm. You know what? I want to go back to Master. Alright. So can I hard drop? Yep. Even in Master. But, yeah. So, not that frown upon is maybe a strong word, but I imagine using hard drop is actually not used particularly often, unless it's like T-spins. I think I may have already said that already. I can't remember. Does the game start this slow for other players? It feels unnatural, but that's the thing. That's just from all the Tetris that the other Tetris I've played. I still can't hear me. It's Edinburgh Comic Con, okay. I am so warm. I am so warm. I have never seen Buffy. I don't know if you still can't hear me or not, but I've never seen Buffy. I am, and I've not seen, I've not seen Lord of the Rings either, I'm so sorry. I've probably seen Matilda. She's got that new show coming out, right? I've never been to a con, as far as I'm aware. The only con that I planned to go to was FanFest, and well, we all know what happened there. I've probably seen Matilda. I would have been very young. Probably due a rewatch. Yeah, rank 7. No. Oh man. No. Sod it. Deep breaths. Ugh. Drink some water. We try again. That hard drop is going to take some getting used to. Yeah, so far, 2 feels better, looks better despite having half the screen. My YouTube algorithm right now is only showing me Tetris stuff and watches currently. Put that here. Really sure there was something about people would start at a higher level in TGM. Or maybe it's original Tetris that I'm thinking of, like the one with the NES. I can't remember. Oh. We can do this. I hope. Well, I've not had a Tetris in a while. Must be. Well, spoke too soon. Oh. didn't do what I wanted. I should have hard dropped, that's why. Rank 4, I think that's my best so far. Even though I'm absolutely pants with the amount of the lack of Tetris is going on, and now I can't. I'm having the rotating problem happen again. So like I need to rotate before it's out. Ugh. I don't know what ST means. Best score so far. No idea what ST means. I have so much reading to do when it comes to TGM by the sounds of it. Not sounds, looks. It's pretty much a visual medium, isn't it? Hmm. Ah. We can do this. I hope. Nope. Ah, sod it. We'll keep trying. Too scared to... Oh, again, I should be hard dropping. Idiot. Hmm. I'm trying to remember what the... Oh! Yikes. This is what happens when I try and think. Yeah, so I've got to be like pressing the rotate button before it gets out. I think that's the mistake I was making before. I wasted no time dropping. This is a disaster. Okay. Ah, GG. Unfortunate. It's apparently my second best score, though. I suppose if I really wanted like a half-second break, I could hard drop something. That doesn't feel like a good idea. Gotta say, the randomness of the pieces is actually quite noticeable. Compared to what I'm used to. Should have tried the hard block there to see. Hard drop, not hard block. See if I could do it. What am I doing? Ah! Too fast. Starting to regret my decision of wanting to play TGM as much as I have been harping on for the past few months. Crap. Very crap. Second best score? Aye, right. Wonder if there's like a tutorial series on YouTube for this. Okay. Oh, you know what? Ready, go! Can't. Does the noise happen when they spawn, or? So I suppose for visually impaired people, that could be quite handy, knowing what piece is actually being dropped, despite not being able to see as well. In the same way, like for colorblind people, they'll tend to texture certain blocks or items, so that even if you can't see the difference in the color, you can tell one's a different shape from the other. So an example of that is in the Clubhouse Classics game for the... I don't know what to call the game, but basically it's a bunch of different coloured balls making a line of 6. And you clear a line or whatever. Anyway, I noticed that each of the colours had their own unique shape as well. I was like, oh, that's for colourblind / visually impaired. Well, I imagine, is colourblindness considered visually impaired? I don't actually know the right terminology. I thought it was very neat. I'm noticing that just now, despite this game being a pain in the ass. More, I don't think I'm doing better, but I'm definitely a bit more zen. Yeah, so that once again, I needed to start rotating before it came onto the screen, which I'm not sure if I'm a fan of, but we move. I shouldn't have done that. And then after this, I'll go and play Tetris 99 to feel better about myself. Oh, I missed the hold button. Did not drop me. Oh, never mind. Again. I'm scared to use the hard drop, that's the problem. So I don't think to use it. Well. Try again. No, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I had to do that, do that, do that. If anyone knows that reference, good for you. Okay. Oh, damn. Ah. Well, I'll solve the rotation mystery. That's something. I don't like it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Right, hopefully we can clear this board while it's slowed down. Or not. Oh, Kyle. And speeding up again. Oh. We go again. Doesn't matter how good the start is, it's always about a minute from now. Not even. Sorry, just focusing. Game's a lot easier when I just sort of shut up. Okay. No. 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 Uh, fuck's sake. Best, okay, best I've done so far. A couple more games. Also, I need to pay attention whether does the little shadow thing disappear after X amount of time? Probably. I'm going to put this here. There we go. Right, begging for an eyepiece ASAP. There we go. Not good enough. I need another one. And another one. We'll do this. Hmm. Oh no. Okay. Oh, Radux Sepul. Radux Sepul, thank you for following. Hopefully I got your name right. How are you today? Good, that's good to hear. Welcome to the stream. Oh, and thank you for the follow once again. We are just, well, I say chilling out, but this is actually the most stressed I've been with Tetris in a while. We're trying out Tetris the Grandmaster 1 and 2. Oh boy. This could be the end. We're very close to wiping. I am still learning how to use MAME, so I've not fully figured out all the controls yet. Plus, I'm very much a novice, so that's probably, I just need to press none of those ring a bell. Input this game. I'm assuming it's like service mode or something. Okay, I will bind that to right trigger then and see what happens. Sound test. Well, it brought me here, but I don't see a free play. Game setting. Coin mode free play. Ah, okay, thank you. Oh. That'll make my life a lot easier. Thank you so much. Nope. Now to remember how to get back. Ah. And it's crashed again. Just 2 moments. I should do the trick. Hear it. Oh, it's an old MAME. Okay. I think I've just got bad keybinds, so I need to go back and like fix all the keybinds. I play Tetris Effect. I play Tetris 99. For a anniversary stream, I played the Cardcaptor Sakura Tetris game, which I thought was quite fun. And like this is my first time like really messing around with TGM because I've been talking about it for weeks about trying it out because it's meant to get like a. Erika said that they were planning to work on bringing it to consoles or maybe Switch, but that was like a year ago, and we've not heard anything since. But I finally like bit the bullet and tried to get TGM working on my PC. I have some video tutorials to watch because I'm not fighting with the controls as much as I was earlier in the stream, but I am. It's not the regular Tetris for sure. But you know what? It gives me something new to mess around with, and I've seen that. Well, at the moment I've not found an easy way to emulate Terror Instinct. No, I mean, I assume there was Discords, but I'm not part of any. I'm probably going to finish up shortly for today's stream, but if you send me an invite, I can certainly join it. Would certainly love to get better at this. I will add that once I'm done with today's stream. So I'll probably have, like, what time am I on? Let's put in a few more rounds before we go. Thank you. Oh, I hate seeing my board this messy. No. Ah. Let me back in. Are you a Tetris player yourself, or a Tetris observer? I'm much more comfortable with oh god, that's just ugh, bad layup. Deary me. We can turn this around, maybe. I play Tetris like to chill out, whereas for a lot of my friends, playing Tetris is very stressful for them. Technically, I've been playing since the Game Boy version as a kid. I spent a lot of hours in Tetris DS. Never really liked the Ubisoft Tetris games. They never felt right to me. And then when they announced Tetris 99, I really got back into it. Despite what my gameplay may be showing right now. It's hard, man. Oh, and the Puyo Puyo Tetris games as well. I'm absolutely dog shit at Puyo Puyo. But having another means to play Tetris on console or PC has been helpful. Just like Guideline, now I'm trying to play Classic Tetris Competitive. I've never heard of Guideline. I know a few people that quite like Classic Tetris. I ended up watching a few videos about it recently on YouTube. There's like a 16-year-old, well, probably not 16-year-old anymore, probably like 18 or 19, who took on like one of the world's best recently, and that was cool to watch. Modern Tetris, okay. I gotta say, I really do miss having the hold button. Getting used to this hard drop as well is very different. I mean, this is the best I've done so far, actually. Oh, that's still taking some getting used to. Nope. I've been like reading up and like, well, mostly reading up on TGM the past few months, ever since I learned about it, and once I'm a little bit better at it, I'm sure I'll enjoy it more. It's nice to play a new Tetris, so to speak, because I understand like a few things are different, like the randomness of the blocks, the rotation, the axis spin on, they're not the usual. I've also found like I've had a bunch of people come and follow me when I've been playing Tetris specifically. People really like Tetris, and so do I. So I'm happy to meet more people, like-minded people. Oh dear. The panic kicks in. No, this is not the best I've done. Nope. I'm still racking my head around rotating before it's not even appeared on the board yet. Well, it was my best run so far. We go again. I will open it up before I forget. Okay, I'm not familiar with that site, so I'll keep that one tabbed. Thank you. Most of the guides that I've read so far are, whoa, check out this crazy Tetris from Japan. Or you know what? Earlier in the stream, I kept on saying I'm supposed to leave the right-hand side open, but I believe that's for classic Tetris, not for TGM. I'm supposed to be making like a pyramid shape, aren't I? Still surprises me that Arika made 99, considering how different TGM is. TGM is 9-0, like classic Tetris. Oh, okay. I didn't understand what you meant there, and I figured it out. It's kind of long. Is it 20, 21 up? I've been streaming a bunch of Tetris Effect, mostly because I got it on sale a few months ago. It's not my favorite Tetris. I think that as much as I like Mizuguchi, is it Mizuguchi? Mizuguchi-san's work with like Child of Eden and Res and stuff, I think Tetris Effect is sometimes too flashy rather than Tetrisy. So it's fun to stream because it's very pretty to look at, but like it's not my favorite Tetris to play. And I'm anxiously waiting for them to bring TGM to Twitch or something. Okay. Come on. Easy does it. Come on, give me an eye block. Thank you. Ah! Getting... sorry for shouting. I can't quite wrap my head around how the rotation works. It's a bit stiff, but I don't know if that's a Tetris problem or if that's a me problem. Didn't mean to peek the mic. Drink some water, sure can, Nightbot. Thank you. I'll definitely have a read of it. I definitely do. I definitely want to explore how far I can get with Tetris. It felt like a revelation when I finally understood how to do T-spins. Still can't do triple T-spins, but I can adequately do single and double T-spins, no problem. Hard game is hard. It you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right for saying that. Yeah, so like without looking at it, because I'm playing right now. My understanding is ARS is it spins on, rather than spins on one of the blocks' axes, it spins in its own specific. Oh, GG, GG. Oh, I don't have the plus version. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I have things to forget. So let me open that tab before I forget. So even at a glance, you can tell it's not plus. Okay. Well, it doesn't. Granted, it doesn't say plus. Also, welcome to the stream, Abu2. I'm not a major fan of classic Tetris. I find it. Maybe it's just. I don't know. You know what? I don't know why I say that. Maybe I need to play some more classic Tetris to get the hang of it before I start naysaying. But what am I doing? Like the classic Tetris mode I play on Effect, I just find very sluggish. I know lots about this game. Have fun. Oh, where do I even start? I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. I need to speak. I need to add Radix to get that Discord link. I definitely plan to keep streaming Tetris at least once a week or so. You can press up to drop the piece, but not lock it. So yeah, I did notice like a hard drop. But then what I was noticing was I was too feverishly ready for the next block that I was actually moving. I was moving. How do I phrase this? I thought I would then be moving the next block, but instead I was moving it out of place. So I've been kind of scared to actually use the hard drop because of it, because I end up putting a piece in the wrong place. I've definitely. Yeah. I know. I figured out that would be handy for like T-spins. That situation hasn't quite come up yet. But yeah, I've definitely in modern Tetris I use hard drop all the time. But that little lock mechanic I'm still getting the knack of. Oh, here's a question. Oh, I'm starting to lose focus. Here's a question. Sometimes I just cannot rotate the eye block. Or sometimes, like, okay, so I'm like high up on the board and the blocks are just refusing to spin. What am I doing wrong there? Like, I'm starting to figure out that I can preemptively rotate it before it turns up. But I've been a few times where it just refuses. Or, okay. So it's called the Sonic drop, okay. If you like to not use Sonic drop, you can play TGM. Well, I was playing TGM 1 earlier, and I did not enjoy how it played. As soon as I tried 2, I was like, oh, this feels much more comfortable to play with. I can't wall kick or floor kick. Eyepiece rotations are weird. Read the ARS wiki. Okay. The I can't. Oh, eyes and eye block, not you. The I can't wall kick or floor kick. That's why it doesn't spin. Okay. I need to look up. I've read the terms wall kick and floor kick, but I don't quite know them. I'm currently playing with controller because I find keyboard uncomfortable. Should I? I've been considering getting like a arcade / fight stick. How essential is it that I be using like a arcade stick or a keyboard instead? I find controller much more comfortable. Oh, what is this? What am I doing? Okay. Too busy talking, that's what. I was reading a little bit about T3, no TI, sorry, Terra Instinct, and there's like 7, 8 grandmasters in the world. That's such a small number. Not essential. Many skilled people use keyboard. Okay. I think it's literally because I always played Tetris on consoles, so I never really got used to the keyboard. I've always found it really clunky. Room for improvement. Oh, there's about 16 now. Okay. I don't know what article I was reading then. And then I started looking up the price for, I forget the acronym, but like for a legitimate version of Terra Instinct is what, in the thousands, and people don't want to sell theirs, or they're quite protective of them. That's why you can't really find it online to emulate, which is wild. Ergo, how are we? Can you hear me now, or are you still out? Welcome to the stream. We've picked up a few people helping me with Tetris. This is TGM, the one that I keep talking about. They're also quite rare. Because what, Terra Instinct was 2005? It's actually quite old as well. It's double posting your comments. No, it's only showing one here. Can play on PC, okay. I do miss the... Okay, so yeah, in that instance I couldn't rotate it, so that's something about... You said something about you can't wall kick or floor kick. Oh, you know, well, let's just... start again. Ignore that doorbell sound, please. We'll try again. I'm going to drink some water first. Oh, actually. Because I will lose it if I don't go and find it right now. Just give me a minute, folks. I'm grabbing Radix's Discord name because I might lose it in the chat. What's that in a note? Okay, let's see. I am a Grandmaster in TGM1 and S6 and TAP. I avoid TI. Jazz Jackrabbit. The name rings a bell, but the answer is no. I haven't. Is there something about TI you don't like that you avoid it, or... Wait, is this... Did I select... Did I select Grandmaster? It's just classic. Yeah, no worries, Arrow. If little, like, things start turning up, I realize I'm playing the wrong version. Hold piece and 3-piece preview and the eyepiece wall kicks in TI. So it's a well, I don't know if radical is a strong word, but it's quite a different game. You know what? It sounds like a great idea, Ergo. We could probably turn some of the ones from the cookbook into alcoholic drinks. This is Master. Normal does not have the grade in top right. Ah, okay. Oh, no. Nope. Oh, you... Pain. Let's start again. I've never seen Buffy, Ergo. I was saying this earlier, but you couldn't hear me. I've not seen Buffy, and I've not seen Lord of the Rings. So those, I know what they look like. I just haven't watched the media for them. Try again. Yeah. I made a Facebook post years and years ago about watching A New Hope for the first time, and one of the comments was, "You're the worst nerd I've ever met." Just a bunch of media I've not seen. Also not essential, yes, but yeah, use of IRS becomes important as speed goes up. I'm not kidding, I'm completely serious. So what does IRS stand for? Apart from the organization in the States. Yeah, no worries, Radix. It's incredibly easy just to miss out on a bunch of media. Well, technically I've seen the first one, Fellowship, but I remember being, I don't know why, I was very scared of the film for some reason. I didn't retain any of it. And Lauren's not a Lord of the Rings fan, so, or as far as I know, she's not. So it's just never really come up. I'm trying to figure out what IRS might be. Something system. I feel like I've been pretty open about the lack of media that I have seen. Initial rotation system. Oh, okay, I will read that properly in a moment. Don't have a breakdown. Between the time piece locks and when the next appears, hold a rotation button, the piece spawns over. Okay, I'm just gonna have to fail this so I can read this properly. Between the time a piece locks and when the next appears, holding rotation button, the piece spawns already rotated. Yeah, I started picking that up while playing. Well, in the process of playing this, it was the only way I could get eye blocks when I was high up the board. It was the only way I could get it. Was I started mashing the rotating button and noticing it would happen. So that might be why I had such a bad experience with TGM 1, was I didn't learn this until I started playing 2. Um, oh, how? Okay. Hmm. It was definitely really frustrating me. There we go. Okay. At the moment, I've just been waiting it for slowly to decline to fit it into place, but then I remember, oh, if I do, you said it's a sonic, so if I do a sonic drop, I can do it. Not a hard drop, sonic drop. I have so many new terms to learn. Is it faster to sonic drop or just to hold down? Like, so I piece all the way down like this, or do sonic drop? Because at the moment it feels like I should just be doing holding down. Look at the mess down here. Sonic is faster. Okay. At the moment it hasn't felt like it, but obviously the gravity is probably still quite way faster. Okay. It's that little delay that's been throwing me off. I'm still doing it apparently. Ah, okay. See, that's my problem there is I start rotating for the next one or moving it. Ergo, it's okay. I have the sneaking suspicion I'm not going to get to see the concert, instead be strapped and be forced to watch all the Lord of the Rings. I know there's like the extended editions. There's this whole thing about when Aragorn kicks a helmet, he actually breaks his toe. That's a fun fact that I keep on hearing about. You can up to something, then down to up. Oh, okay. I didn't know that, and now I'm messing up. Okay, thank you, Abutu. Now okay, that's going to make a difference. I've been pressing up and then waiting. I didn't realize I could be pressing down. Thank you. That's going to make a difference. I think I'm managing both. Oh, that's so much better. So much faster. It's like, oh, no, I didn't do it there. Oh, I don't know if I can play. I don't know if I really want to play Tetris 99 after this now. So much faster. So much faster. Excellent. Nope, did it again. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. This is more my speed. This is how I would normally play, like on a Effector 99. Now we're pod racing. No, this is... I don't know the quote. No, this is pod racing. There we go. I'm a terrible, terrible nerd. This is so much faster. This is so much better as well. In the same way I want to watch, like, The Godfather. It's just, like, a film that I feel like everyone has seen or should watch, you know? Oh, now we're messing up. Nope. Yeah, it didn't rotate as I wanted. Whatever. It does. I don't have the same. What am I trying to say? I know in like modern ones, you can sort of like skate on top by rotating, not indefinitely, unless it's DS. You can sort of like, and I don't have that here. No, I'm gonna have to learn what all these medals mean. Let's go again. But thank you for letting me know about being able to drop them. Oh my goodness. Oh, here. Okay, another question. Sometimes when I've right. Well, maybe this might be in TGM 1. I forget now. Doesn't matter. Sometimes when I do a Tetris, I get 700 points. Sometimes I get 644, like the first Tetris, not later ones. Is it because of the time at the bottom? Is the time an indicator of what the score, the amount of points it'll give you? Because I couldn't figure out what I was doing differently apart from like the timer might be different. Oh, that's way okay. Right, I need to practice actually using the Sonic Drop instead of just using it to go faster, like that. Don't know why I did it this way, but whatever. We move. Locking gives more points, allowing the piece to lock itself gives less points. Okay. Points are irrelevant in tap. Okay. Ah. No saving this one. You know what? I shouldn't be using that logic. I should be trying... Points are irrelevant in tap. Okay. Because from... Well, maybe not... I don't know if it's like the same in TI, but you're after the grade, not the score, I imagine. Well, 9 to 1, S9 to S1, G9 to GM? I can't remember the exact order. It's along those lines, I'm sure. Ah. Okay, just gonna practice using Sonic once in a while. And I want a 9-0 split, which I'm not doing. Oh, so it goes S9, then GM. Okay. For some reason I thought there was G1, G2. M also exists in tap. You only get it if you fail the M roll. Is M roll the... God. I'm trying to remember all the terminology I've been watching from all these GDQ videos. M roll is either when the credits roll, you have to clear X amount of invisible lines, or M roll has something to do with, is it getting a Tetris on every 100th level? It's one of those two things, I'm sure. But I can't remember. There's a lot of new terms at the minute. When I say that I've done reading on TGM, it's typically been GDQ videos, I admit. Is the Invisible Challenge, okay. Which is a... I am not confident on the Emerald so far. I struggle enough as it is. Do you remember the Battle Tetris that I want to play that's from the SNES, but I forget what it's called. I don't think it's Battle Tetris. Something Gaiden. That did not rotate the way it was meant to. Ah, happened again. Ah, GG. Level stop is when you need to clear a line to go past. Okay. The knowledge was there somewhere, kind of. I only shook about Lord of the Rings because I hold it in such high regard. Like, I have my top 5 films, then Lord of the Rings is in its own league. I mean, we've talked a lot about Star Wars. I suppose Lord of the Rings is the opposite. It's high fantasy rather than sci-fi. TGN.tips, and wait, is that one of the ones the tabs already have open? Yes, Radux gave me the link for TG tips, which TGM tips. I'm thinking of there's a T. I don't know where you guys are based, but at least in the UK, there's a brand of tea called PG tips, and that's what I'm getting confused with. Have I got that tab open? Nope, that's a new one for me as well. It's currently a blank page though. But I recognise the wiki link. What time am I on? We'll go until I've streamed 3 hours. So that's, what, another 20 odd minutes. I know you're still waiting for the anime, Ergo, but the first chapter of part 2 of Chainsaw Man came out today, and it was very good. And I have no one to talk to about it. Yeah, I keep on hearing the Clone Wars series is in high regards, because it's the guy who did Samurai Jack, right? Darrenovsky or something. Thank you. And there's so many panels in Chainsaw Man that I'm like, God, I want that as a tattoo. Tip. I'll read that momentarily. Oh dear. Nope. Nope. Okay, whatever. Tips. Lesson 7. Rotating the eye explains why the eye sometimes doesn't rotate until you're well into the 10th column. It's because the eyepiece does not wall kick, does not floor kick, and does not rotate symmetrically. Okay. So that'll be, well, I definitely have to read about that, because I assume that's a thing from modern Tetris that I'm doing that's not working here. I know Zyle would love Chainsaw Man, but I don't know why he hasn't read it. That, or he's just going to call it mid, one of the two. Um, so really, when the only thing I should be doing with the I block is making a Tetris line. Is that right? Like, in quote-unquote regular Tetris, and try and use the I block more liberally than just using it for clearing Tetris lines. But it sounds like here, the fact that it can't wall kick means that I should only really be using it for Tetris, and also not letting it get too high up the board before using it. Would that be right in saying so? Drink some water? Sure can, Nightbot. If the Chainsaw Man anime is out soon, I would say just wait. But granted, I'm going to be watching the anime week by week as well. I'm very excited about it. Sort of, yeah, okay. Thank you for following also. The aim for will definitely be, I will definitely stream a Tetris per week. There's not usually a determined day, but I have frequently streamed Tetris Effect, usually ending on 99. But I feel much more confident playing TGM now on stream than I did maybe an hour ago. I'll give you and Radux that. But yes, welcome to my channel. Wecklum. Oh, no, no. Okay, I fucked it. I fucked it. I fucked it. Shit. Try again. Yes, I also, well, I've not been streaming a lot of it, but I do play a lot of Final Fantasy XIV, and one of the characters from that is one of my emotes. Specifically this fellow. It's Ergo's calling card that they're entering the stream, typically. Oh, no, I should have... Okay. I'm just gonna have to be like in... There's not a practice mode, is there? I was actually kind of complaining about this earlier, that my main grievance with arcade machines is the lack of like practice mode, so that you're basically throwing dollars or pounds into the machine and not getting a chance to actually learn how to play. Let me open that one as well. Oh. The Absolute Plus is our community leaderboard site, linked to Discord invite at the bottom of the page. It's a great place to chat with others and learn more about TGM games. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. I have been going on and on and on about playing TGM, and now that I actually am, I should probably, and well, not just oh dear, not just probably want to learn to play. There's a hack for this that allows you to do things like infinite lock delay. Is that something I should be messing with, or should I be quote-unquote playing like the vanilla experience? Like now I'm going to have to go and find Tap and TI. Is there any reason to play TGM 2, or should I just be playing Tap? Don't know. Well, I suppose there's no harm in having both. The files are relatively small. I can't remember how big they are right now, but I'm trying to remember how old these games are. I think is what TGM 1 is like 98. TGM 2 is like 2001. TI is like 2005. No reason to play 2. Okay. Well, I'll uninstall this one afterwards. Unfortunate. Oh, so I was only wrong about 2. Okay. I really do hope that they port them to consoles. We have one tweet from, I don't know if he's the head of Eureka, but one of the developers for sure, saying that the announcement to announce TGM for... Oh, I need it for tap. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's a patch. Okay. Oh, I'm so dead. What was I going to say? Yeah, there was a tweet that was to announce, pretty much because of COVID, our plans to announce Tetris Grandmaster for console has been delayed. And that was like November 2021, and we've not had any update since. I would love they'll probably sell them like one at a time, but if they did like a little collection to have all 3, because they never legitimately were able to publish or send out a Master of the Round, which is Tetris Grandmaster 4. Because I guess the whatever the association is for like quote unquote real Tetris, didn't want this to be a Tetris product. So at one point it wasn't called TGM, it was just called like Master of the Round, Knight of the Round, not the Final Fantasy VII Summon. Is there it's just because you're here, Booty, I have so many random questions. What about the 360 one, Ace? Does that have any point? Is there any reason to have TGM Ace? Or is that it's just a console version? Probably because of the year, probably 2, maybe 3. One of the names, the name for Tetris Grandmaster 4 was going to be like Knight of the Round, Master of the Round. I think that's an FF7 summon, right? That's not a... Or is that 8? 7. Do not play Ace. Okay. You know better than I do. 7, okay. Okay, so well, not my average time. The best time I'm getting is like 3.5 minutes so far. No, you didn't tell me. You'll need to send me a picture of it. Does it have a cattle prod feature, or is it just purely aesthetic? Okay, practicing Sonic drops. There we go. This is a much cleaner start than some of my other rounds. Most of the pieces have been more forgiving. Tell you what, it feels good to be speaking about Tetris with people who know their shit about Tetris. Arguably best game of all time. Like on a objective level. Is my hot take. Might not be necessarily... I don't even know if it's my favourite game of all time. It's definitely up there, though. But one of the most best games. If you join the Discord, just at me and I can help you get Plus running if you have any issue. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ergo. Nope. I mean, you could probably modify it to zap somebody. Because of the rotation system, is it completely pointless to try and rotate the O block? Unlike in some other ones where you can delay the inevitable. Ah, okay. It's if I was stuck on a desert island and I could only have one video game to play, it would be Tetris. Without a doubt. It's funny and pointless. Okay. Because I know in 99 and Effect, you can briefly stall if you needed to. Lock is always 30 frames. Okay. Okay, that's actually longer than... No, that's shorter than I thought. Because it always feels like... well... Actually, no. You're... Not saying you're wrong, I'm realizing... No, wait, no. He's right. They're right. Sorry, I don't know your pronouns. Won't make that assumption. No such thing in ARS. Okay. I've definitely noticed that. There's been panic rotates for no good reason. She, her. Thank you. My pronouns are he, him. Oh, I feel like, you know what, I feel this game feels so much more manageable since you mentioned the pressing down for Sonic Drop. I didn't feel very in control. Granted, I'm still not in control as much as, say, oh dear, that was embarrassing, as, say, other Tetrises, but this is going a lot better. Okay. I need to sit down with all the terminology as well, and make sure that I'm using like the right phrases. What's been entertaining for me is like I've always been like I block, O block, S block, whereas yourself and Radix have just been like, yeah, if it's the I, it's the O. I'm like, okay, because when I read I always think I pronoun, so I'm just gonna have to get used to single letters. A lot of resources on the Discord, excellent. Oh goodness, what am I doing here? Oh. Oh, geez. Okay. What time are we on? Right. We've got time. I would say we've got time for one more, and then we'll call it a day. That's all right with everybody. So that was a very short round, but that was my second best score so far. I'm gonna. I've probably not deleted it, but I'm gonna have to play the. Wait, hold on. That's not true. I was just about to say I really have a craving to play the Sakura Tetris, but there is a Sakura mode in TI, so I just need to get TI. Just for like a mental refresher on just something slightly different. Although, in saying that, I did partly play the Cardcaptor Sakura Tetris game specifically for the low quality audio and cutscenes. So, ¿por qué no los dos? Nope, that was a mistake. If that wasn't obvious. Okay. Next time I get a T block, I'm going to try and do a Sonic Drop T-spin, see how comfortable that feels. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Okay. Granted, I felt prepared to do it though, rather than on a whim. Oh dear. I do miss that. I do miss hold. I do miss hold a lot. Mostly for the you fucked up, didn't you? You fucked up. Oh, jeez. Anyway, we'll call it there for today, folks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the advice and tips. I will most certainly join the Discord. This will not be the last time I play TGM on stream. And let me find somebody to raid. So let me just have some audio playing, not so loud. Who's streaming just now? Thank you, Ubuntu, for the help. Also, I don't know if Radix is still here, but thank you as well. Ergo, enjoy your raid time. Oh wait, no, you're talking about me raiding, not I thought you meant Final Fantasy XIV raiding. Who's live? Mikame is playing some Monster Hunter Rise. Excellent. So let me get that started. I still need to figure out a raid message at some point, but not right now. So Mikame, start the raid. Yeah, having certain hours would definitely help. So yeah, I hope I should be streaming tomorrow. I don't know quite know what I'm playing yet, but who knows? So yeah, make sure to say hello to Mikame, and hope you all have a lovely day. Yeah, goodbye.